Have you ever found yourself reacting impulsively to situations only to regret it later? Imagine this: you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. As frustration builds, you honk your horn and yell at other drivers. But does it make the traffic move any faster? No. In fact, it only adds to your stress. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we explore the power of ancient wisdom in our modern lives. Today, we're delving into the incredible power of not reacting. Picture this: you're at a family gathering and someone makes a hurtful comment. Your instinct might be to fire back with an equally cutting remark. But what if there was another way? What if you could pause, take a breath, and choose not to react? In this fast-paced world, we're bombarded with stimuli that trigger our emotions. But what if we could break free from this cycle of reaction? What if we could respond with calmness and clarity instead? Buddhism, an ancient philosophy and religion, offers profound insights into the nature of our minds and emotions. It teaches us that by cultivating mindfulness and awareness, we can transcend our reactive tendencies. But what exactly is non-reactivity, and how can it benefit us in our daily lives? Join us as we explore these questions and discover practical ways to integrate the wisdom of non-reactivity into our lives. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on a journey to unlock the incredible power of not reacting. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven for more insights on living a mindful and fulfilling life. Lesson 1. Understanding reactivity. Reacting is like a reflex, almost automatic. It's when something happens and we immediately respond without much thought. Imagine someone accidentally bumps into you in a crowded place. Your instinct might be to get angry or push back. That's reacting. Reactivity can be triggered by anything from small annoyances like a traffic jam to bigger issues like criticism at work. Reacting is like a habit we've picked up over time. It's influenced by our past experiences, emotions, and beliefs. When something happens, our brain quickly assesses the situation based on these factors and sends a signal to react. Often, we're not even aware that we're reacting, it just happens. Reacting can lead to a cycle of negativity. When we react impulsively, we may say or do things we later regret. This can damage relationships, create stress, and make situations worse. Reactivity can also cloud our judgment, making it difficult to see things clearly. Understanding our triggers is the first step to overcoming reactivity. Triggers can be anything that sets off an emotional response, like criticism, failure, or feeling threatened. By identifying our triggers, we can start to understand why we react the way we do. Reactivity is rooted in the fight-or-flight response, our body's natural reaction to danger. When we feel threatened, our brain releases hormones that prepare us to either confront the threat or run away. This served our ancestors well in survival situations, but in modern life, it can lead to unnecessary stress and conflict. Reacting impulsively can be like pouring fuel on a fire. It escalates situations and makes them harder to resolve. Instead of reacting, we can choose to respond thoughtfully. This means pausing before reacting, taking a deep breath, and considering our options. Reactivity is often driven by ego, our sense of self-importance and identity. When we feel threatened or challenged, our ego kicks in to protect us. This can lead to defensive behavior, arguments, and conflicts. By letting go of our ego, we can respond more calmly and compassionately. Reacting is a habit that can be changed with practice. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more we practice non-reactivity, the easier it becomes. Mindfulness techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can help us become more aware of our reactions and choose a more mindful response. Reactivity can be contagious. When one person reacts, it can trigger reactions in others. This can escalate conflicts and create a negative atmosphere. By practicing non-reactivity, we can break this cycle and create a more peaceful environment. Reacting often comes from a place of fear of being wrong, fear of failure, fear of rejection. When we react out of fear, we're not acting from a place of strength or wisdom. By facing our fears and practicing non-reactivity, we can become more resilient and grounded. Reacting can become a barrier to communication. When we're caught up in our reactions, we may not listen to what others are saying or understand their perspective. Non-reactivity opens the door to better communication, empathy, and understanding. Reactivity is not the same as assertiveness. Assertiveness is about expressing our needs and boundaries in a calm and respectful way. It's not about reacting impulsively or aggressively. By practicing non-reactivity, we can become more assertive and confident in expressing ourselves. Reacting can drain our energy and affect our well-being. It's like carrying around a heavy burden that weighs us down. Non-reactivity frees us from this burden and allows us to respond to life's challenges with grace and ease. Reactivity is a choice. We can choose to react impulsively or respond thoughtfully. By practicing non-reactivity, we empower ourselves to break free from old habits and create new, more positive ways of being. Reactivity is not our true nature. It's a conditioned response that can be unlearned. Beneath the layers of reactivity lies our innate wisdom and compassion. By practicing non-reactivity, we can reconnect with our true nature and live more authentically. Reactivity is like a ripple effect. It spreads outward, affecting not only ourselves but also those around us. By practicing non-reactivity, we can create a ripple effect of peace, kindness, and understanding in the world. Reacting is easy, anyone can do it. But responding with mindfulness and compassion takes practice and intention. By choosing non-reactivity, we become agents of positive change in our own lives and in the world. Reactivity is a habit that can be broken, but it takes time and effort. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it until it grows into a strong and resilient tree. By practicing non-reactivity, we cultivate inner strength, wisdom, and peace. Reactivity is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of being human. We all react from time to time, but we also have the capacity to choose a different path. By practicing non-reactivity, we can harness the incredible power of our minds and hearts to create a more compassionate and peaceful world. Lesson 2: The origins of reactivity in the mind. Picture your mind as a bustling marketplace filled with vendors selling thoughts and emotions. Every thought, every feeling, every impulse is a stall vying for your attention. In this marketplace, reactions are like sudden impulses to buy something without considering if it's truly valuable or necessary. Reactivity stems from a fundamental aspect of human psychology, our instinctual response to threats, both real and perceived. When faced with a challenging situation, our brain's ancient fight or flight response kicks in, triggering a cascade of reactions designed to protect us from harm. However, in modern life, these threats aren't always physical. They can be words, opinions, or even just a glance. The mind, in its attempt to protect us, reacts impulsively, often leading to unnecessary conflict or suffering. Think of a time when someone said something hurtful to you and your immediate reaction was anger or defensiveness. That reaction wasn't a conscious choice, it was a reflex driven by your brain's instinctual wiring. Over time, these automatic reactions become ingrained habits, shaping how we interact with the world around us. The more we indulge in reactive behavior, the stronger these neural pathways become, making it increasingly difficult to break free from the cycle. Our minds become like well-worn paths in a forest, easy to follow because of their familiarity, even if they lead us to places we'd rather not go. But here's the thing. Just as we can forge new trails in the woods, we can rewire our brains to respond differently to life's challenges. This process begins with awareness, recognizing when we're being pulled into reactive patterns and choosing a different course of action. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can pause, take a deep breath, and respond from a place of clarity and wisdom. This isn't about suppressing our emotions or denying our experiences, it's about reclaiming control over how we engage with the world. By cultivating mindfulness, we can create space between stimulus and response, allowing us to act with intention rather than impulsivity. Imagine the freedom that comes from no longer being at the mercy of every passing thought or emotion. It's like stepping out of the chaotic marketplace of the mind and into a place of peace and serenity. This is the promise of non-reactivity, not the absence of challenges, but the ability to meet them with grace and equanimity. And as we'll explore further, it's a power that lies within each and every one of us waiting to be awakened. Lesson 3. The Teachings of Buddhism on Reactivity. In the vast expanse of Buddhist philosophy, one of the fundamental teachings revolves around the concept of reactivity. Buddhism suggests that our reactions to the world around us are often the source of much of our suffering. Reactivity is the knee-jerk response to stimuli driven by our desires, aversions, and delusions. The Buddha himself pointed out that our reactions are often automatic and habitual, arising from deeply ingrained patterns within the mind. These reactions can lead to a cycle of suffering, perpetuating our discontent and dissatisfaction with life. Central to Buddhist teachings is the recognition that reactivity is not inherently bad, but it can cause harm when we are unaware of it. By understanding the nature of reactivity, we can begin to untangle ourselves from its grip and find greater peace and freedom. Buddhism offers various methods and practices to cultivate mindfulness and awareness, which are key tools in overcoming reactivity. Through practices such as meditation, contemplation, and mindfulness exercises, individuals can develop the ability to observe their thoughts, emotions, and reactions without being swept away by them. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is impermanence, the understanding that all things are in a constant state of flux and change. By recognizing the impermanent nature of our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, we can begin to loosen the grip of reactivity on our minds. Another key concept in Buddhism is the idea of non-attachment. By letting go of our attachment to particular outcomes or desires, we can free ourselves from the cycle of reactivity that often leads to suffering. Non-attachment does not mean indifference or apathy, but rather a sense of openness and acceptance towards whatever arises. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of cultivating compassion and loving-kindness towards ourselves and others. When we approach life with a heart filled with compassion, we are less likely to react impulsively out of anger, fear, or selfishness. The practice of mindfulness, central to Buddhism, involves paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Through mindfulness, we can become more aware of our reactions as they arise and choose how to respond skillfully rather than reactively. Buddhist teachings also highlight the interconnected nature of all things. By recognizing our interconnectedness with others and the world around us, we can cultivate a sense of empathy and understanding that can help to reduce reactivity and promote harmony and peace. In summary, Buddhism offers profound insights into the nature of reactivity and provides practical tools and techniques for overcoming it. By cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and non-attachment, we can free ourselves from the cycle of suffering and find greater peace, joy, and fulfillment in life. Lesson 4. The Concept of Non-Reactivity in Buddhism. In the rich tapestry of Buddhist teachings, non-reactivity stands as a cornerstone principle, offering profound insights into navigating life's myriad challenges with grace and wisdom. At its essence, non-reactivity is the practice of maintaining inner peace and equanimity in the face of external stimuli, be it pleasant or unpleasant. Instead of allowing our emotions to dictate our responses, we cultivate a spacious awareness that allows us to respond with clarity and compassion. Imagine a serene lake undisturbed by the ripples of passing boats. Similarly, non-reactivity allows the mind to remain tranquil amidst the turbulence of life's waves. Rooted in mindfulness, this practice invites us to observe our thoughts, feelings, and sensations with gentle curiosity without becoming entangled in their grasp. Through this process, we develop the capacity to witness our experiences without immediate judgment or knee-jerk reactions. Non-reactivity does not imply suppression or denial of emotions, rather, it invites us to hold them with tenderness and understanding. By acknowledging the impermanent nature of all phenomena, including our emotional states, we cultivate a sense of detachment that liberates us from their sway. This does not mean detachment in the sense of aloofness, but rather a profound sense of interconnectedness and empathy. In the Buddhist tradition, the metaphor of the lotus flower is often invoked to illustrate the transformative power of non-reactivity. Just as the lotus emerges from the murky depths of the pond, pristine and untouched by the impurities around it, so too can we rise above the chaos of our minds through the practice of non-reactivity. Like the lotus, we can blossom and thrive amidst adversity, embodying the qualities of resilience and inner peace. Non-reactivity is not a passive resignation to fate. Rather, it is a dynamic engagement with life grounded in wisdom and compassion. By refraining from reacting impulsively, we create space for discernment and wise action. This empowers us to break free from habitual patterns of reactivity and cultivate more skillful ways of relating to ourselves and others. Through the practice of meditation, we train the mind to become more spacious and receptive, allowing us to observe our thoughts and emotions with greater clarity. This heightened awareness enables us to recognize the subtle triggers that prompt reactive responses, empowering us to choose a more skillful course of action. One of the key teachings of non-reactivity is the impermanence of all things. By recognizing the transient nature of our experiences, we can cultivate a sense of equanimity that remains unruffled by life's ups and downs. This liberating insight allows us to let go of attachment to outcomes and embrace each moment with an open heart. Non-reactivity is not about suppressing or denying emotions, but rather about allowing them to arise and pass away without becoming entangled in their grip. Through mindful observation, we develop the capacity to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and compassion rather than reacting from a place of fear or aversion. In essence, non-reactivity is a radical act of self-care and self-awareness. By cultivating a spacious awareness of our inner landscape, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and grace. This transformative practice not only benefits ourselves but also ripples out to positively impact the world around us. As we continue to deepen our understanding and practice of non-reactivity, we unlock the incredible power of the present moment. By anchoring ourselves in the here and now, we can experience a profound sense of freedom and joy that transcends the limitations of our conditioned mind. In conclusion, non-reactivity is not merely a concept to be understood intellectually, but a lived experience to be cultivated through diligent practice. By embracing the principles of mindfulness and compassion, we can unleash the transformative potential of non-reactivity in our lives, fostering greater peace, harmony, and well-being for ourselves and all beings. Lesson 5: Benefits of practicing non-reactivity. Have you ever felt like your emotions are a roller coaster, dictating your reactions and hijacking your peace of mind? It's a common human experience, but what if there was a way to step off that roller coaster and regain control? Enter the incredible power of practicing non-reactivity. Non-reactivity doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around you. Instead, it's about cultivating a calm and centered presence, allowing you to respond to life's challenges with clarity and wisdom. One of the most profound benefits of practicing non-reactivity is the reduction of stress and anxiety. When we react impulsively to every situation, our bodies go into fight or flight mode, releasing stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, this chronic stress can take a toll on our physical and mental health. By learning to pause and respond mindfully, we can break free from this cycle of reactivity and experience greater peace and serenity. Furthermore, non-reactivity strengthens our relationships. How many times have we said or done something in the heat of the moment that we later regretted? By cultivating non-reactivity, we can break this pattern of destructive behavior and foster deeper connections with others. When we respond from a place of mindfulness and compassion, we build trust and understanding in our relationships, creating a more harmonious and fulfilling life. Another remarkable benefit of practicing non-reactivity is enhanced emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Non-reactivity empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, bouncing back from setbacks and adversity with greater ease. Moreover, non-reactivity fosters greater self-awareness and self-mastery. When we're caught up in reactive patterns, we're often driven by unconscious impulses and habits. But by practicing mindfulness and non-reactivity, we become more attuned to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. We gain insight into the underlying causes of our reactions and develop the freedom to choose how we respond in any given moment. In addition, non-reactivity cultivates a sense of inner peace and contentment. Instead of being swept away by the constant fluctuations of life, we learn to anchor ourselves in the present moment. By letting go of our attachment to outcomes and embracing the impermanence of life, we discover a profound sense of peace that transcends external circumstances. Furthermore, non-reactivity fosters greater clarity of mind and decision-making. When we're caught up in reactive patterns, our judgment is clouded by emotion and impulsivity. But by practicing non-reactivity, we create space for clear thinking and wise discernment. We can assess situations more objectively and make choices that align with our values and goals. Moreover, non-reactivity fosters a deeper sense of empathy and compassion towards ourselves and others. When we're less reactive, we're better able to recognize the humanity in others and respond with kindness and understanding. By cultivating a heart of compassion, we create a ripple effect of positivity and healing in the world around us. Additionally, non-reactivity promotes greater authenticity and integrity in our interactions. When we're grounded in mindfulness, we're less likely to be swayed by external pressures or societal expectations. Instead, we speak and act from a place of authenticity and integrity, honoring our true selves and staying aligned with our values. Furthermore, non-reactivity fosters a deeper connection to the present moment. Instead of being lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future, we learn to fully embrace the richness of life as it unfolds in the here and now. By being fully present, we can savor the simple joys of everyday life and cultivate a profound sense of gratitude and appreciation. Lastly, non-reactivity empowers us to break free from the cycle of suffering and find true liberation. In the Buddhist tradition, it's believed that our attachment to desires and aversions is the root cause of suffering. By practicing non-reactivity, we learn to loosen the grip of attachment and aversion, freeing ourselves from the endless cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. In conclusion, the benefits of practicing non-reactivity are vast and profound. From reducing stress and anxiety to fostering deeper connections and enhancing emotional resilience, non-reactivity has the power to transform our lives from the inside out. So why not take a step towards greater peace, clarity, and freedom by embracing the incredible power of non-reactivity today? Lesson 6: Cultivating Non-Reactivity in Daily Life. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of reactions. Yet, amidst the chaos lies the profound practice of cultivating non-reactivity. But how can one weave this practice into the fabric of everyday existence? Let's delve into some simple yet powerful ways to do just that. Imagine a typical day filled with a barrage of stimuli, emails flooding your inbox, traffic jams testing your patience, and unexpected challenges throwing you off course. In each moment, there's an opportunity to pause, take a deep breath, and choose how to respond. Begin by bringing awareness to your breath. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each inhalation and exhalation. This simple act of mindfulness grounds you in the present moment, creating a buffer between stimulus and reaction. Next, observe your thoughts without judgment. Like clouds drifting across the sky, thoughts come and go. Instead of getting entangled in their narrative, practice observing them with curiosity and detachment. As you navigate through your day, pay attention to your emotions. When faced with a trigger, instead of reacting impulsively, allow yourself to feel the emotion without acting on it. This space between stimulus and response is where true freedom lies. Practice empathy and compassion towards yourself and others. Recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, and responding with kindness can diffuse tense situations and foster understanding. Engage in activities that promote relaxation and inner peace, such as meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. These practices help quiet the mind and cultivate a sense of calm amidst the chaos. Embrace the power of pause. Before reacting in a heated moment, take a moment to pause and reflect on the consequences of your actions. Often, this simple act of restraint can prevent unnecessary conflict and foster greater harmony. Nurture a beginner's mind, approaching each moment with openness and curiosity. Let go of preconceived notions and embrace the richness of each experience as if encountering it for the first time. Find joy in the simple pleasures of life, a warm cup of tea, a heartfelt conversation, or a beautiful sunset. Cultivating gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, fostering a sense of contentment and fulfillment. Surround yourself with positive influences, books, music, and people who uplift and inspire you. Cultivating a supportive environment nourishes your soul and strengthens your resolve to practice non-reactivity. Remember that progress, not perfection, is the goal. Be gentle with yourself on this journey, acknowledging that setbacks are part of the learning process. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and keep moving forward with determination and resilience. Incorporate mindfulness into daily activities such as eating, walking, or even washing dishes. By bringing awareness to each moment, you infuse mundane tasks with meaning and presence, enriching your experience of life. Practice self-care rituals that replenish your energy and nourish your soul. Whether it's taking a bubble bath, indulging in a hobby, or simply taking a moment to savor a cup of tea, prioritize activities that bring you joy and rejuvenation. Set boundaries to protect your inner peace. Learn to say no to activities or relationships that drain your energy and detract from your well-being. Cultivating discernment empowers you to honor your needs and prioritize self-care. Engage in acts of kindness and generosity towards others. Whether it's offering a listening ear, lending a helping hand, or simply sharing a smile, small gestures of kindness have the power to ripple outward, creating positive change in the world. Practice forgiveness, both towards yourself and others. Holding on to grudges only weighs you down, whereas letting go liberates you from the past and opens the door to healing and growth. Seek out opportunities for learning and personal growth. Embrace challenges as opportunities for self-discovery and transformation, knowing that each obstacle is a stepping stone on the path to greater wisdom and resilience. Surround yourself with a supportive community of like-minded individuals who share your commitment to personal growth and spiritual development. Together, you can encourage and uplift each other on the journey towards non-reactivity. Stay committed to your practice, knowing that each moment offers a new opportunity to choose non-reactivity. With patience, persistence, and an open heart, you can cultivate greater peace, clarity, and freedom in your life. Lesson 7: Mindfulness and Non-Reactivity. Mindfulness serves as the cornerstone of non-reactivity. It involves paying full attention to the present moment, observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. Imagine a calm lake where the water is undisturbed by ripples. Mindfulness helps us attain this state of inner calmness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get swept away by our thoughts and emotions. However, mindfulness teaches us to pause and observe before reacting impulsively. By cultivating this awareness, we gain better control over our responses and can choose to act with wisdom rather than succumbing to knee-jerk reactions. Practicing mindfulness doesn't mean suppressing emotions or thoughts. Instead, it encourages acceptance and understanding. When faced with challenging situations, we acknowledge our feelings without being consumed by them. This allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than being driven by anger, fear, or other strong emotions. Non-reactivity doesn't imply passivity. It's about responding from a place of clarity and inner peace. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we develop the capacity to pause and reflect before responding, even in the midst of chaos or conflict. Mindfulness practices such as meditation, deep breathing, or body scanning help anchor us in the present moment. They enable us to observe our thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. With consistent practice, mindfulness becomes a natural state of being, empowering us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. One powerful mindfulness technique is the stop method. Stop what you're doing, take a breath, observe your thoughts and feelings, and proceed mindfully. This simple practice can be applied anytime, anywhere to regain composure and make conscious choices. Non-reactivity fosters empathy and compassion towards oneself and others. When we're less caught up in our own reactions, we become more attuned to the needs and feelings of those around us. This deepens our connections and enhances our relationships. Incorporating mindfulness into daily activities like eating, walking, or even washing dishes can be transformative. By bringing our full attention to these tasks, we cultivate a sense of presence and gratitude for the simple joys of life. Mindfulness also heightens our awareness of habitual patterns of reaction. Through introspection, we can identify triggers that lead to unhelpful responses and explore healthier ways of coping with them. It's important to approach mindfulness with patience and kindness towards oneself. Like any skill, it takes time and practice to cultivate non-reactivity. Celebrate small victories along the way and be gentle with yourself during setbacks. As we deepen our mindfulness practice, we become less reactive to external stimuli and more attuned to our inner wisdom. This inner resilience enables us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and equanimity. By integrating mindfulness into our daily lives, we create space for clarity and discernment. This empowers us to make conscious choices aligned with our values and aspirations. In essence, mindfulness and non-reactivity are not merely practices, they're a way of being. They offer a pathway to inner peace, emotional freedom, and authentic living. Let's commit to cultivating mindfulness and non-reactivity in our lives, one breath at a time. Together, let's embark on this journey towards greater awareness, compassion, and joy. Lesson 8: Overcoming challenges in practicing non-reactivity. Living a life of non-reactivity sounds serene, but it's not always easy. Challenges can arise when we try to practice this in our daily lives. One common hurdle is our habitual patterns. Our minds are conditioned to react swiftly to stimuli, and breaking this pattern requires consistent effort. Patience is key. It takes time and practice to rewire our brains and cultivate a more measured response to situations. Another challenge is dealing with difficult emotions. When faced with anger, frustration, or fear, our instinct may be to react impulsively. However, non-reactivity doesn't mean suppressing these emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging them without letting them dictate our actions. Developing emotional resilience is crucial. This means learning to sit with discomfort and allowing emotions to arise and pass without feeling the need to react immediately. Self-awareness plays a vital role. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we gain insight into our triggers and can respond more skillfully. Cultivating compassion for ourselves and others is also important. When we approach challenging situations with empathy, it becomes easier to stay grounded and centered. Surrounding ourselves with supportive relationships can make the journey towards non-reactivity smoother. Having friends or mentors who share similar values can provide encouragement and guidance. It's essential to recognize that setbacks are inevitable. We may find ourselves reacting impulsively from time to time, but that doesn't mean we failed. Each moment presents an opportunity for growth and learning. Instead of dwelling on our mistakes, we can use them as stepping stones towards greater self-mastery. Building a daily mindfulness practice can help reinforce non-reactivity. Whether it's through meditation, yoga, or simply taking moments to pause and breathe, these practices cultivate presence and resilience. Setting clear intentions is crucial. By consciously choosing to respond with kindness and equanimity, we empower ourselves to navigate challenges with grace. Flexibility is key. Non-reactivity doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. It's about responding appropriately to each situation as it arises. Developing a sense of detachment can also be helpful. When we're less attached to outcomes, we're less likely to react impulsively out of fear or desire. Remembering the impermanent nature of all things can provide perspective. Difficult moments will pass, and our reactions need not define us. Practicing gratitude can shift our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in our lives. This mindset cultivates resilience and fosters a sense of contentment. Regular self-care is essential for maintaining emotional balance. When we prioritize our well-being, we're better equipped to handle life's challenges with equanimity. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. Every moment of non-reactivity is a victory, and each step forward brings us closer to embodying our highest potential. In conclusion, while the path to non-reactivity may be challenging, it's also immensely rewarding. By embracing these principles and persevering with patience and compassion, we can experience greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. Lesson 9. Applying non-reactivity in relationships. In the intricate dance of human connections, reactions often serve as the fuel for conflicts and misunderstandings. Yet, within the realm of relationships, the incredible power of not reacting can transform interactions profoundly. Picture this: you're in a heated argument with a loved one. Their words pierce like arrows, and every fiber of your being screams for retaliation. But what if, instead, you choose not to react? Non-reactivity in relationships isn't about suppressing emotions or bottling up feelings. It's about pausing before responding, allowing space for understanding to blossom. When your partner criticizes you or behaves in a hurtful manner, it's natural to feel the urge to retaliate. However, reacting impulsively often escalates the conflict. By embracing non-reactivity, you break the cycle of reactivity that fuels relationship discord. You become a beacon of calm amidst the storm, offering a chance for resolution and growth. Non-reactivity isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to emotional maturity and inner strength. It takes courage to respond with compassion instead of anger. Practice active listening in your relationships. Instead of formulating your response while the other person speaks, truly hear their words and understand their perspective. When faced with criticism or conflict, take a deep breath and center yourself. Allow the initial wave of emotion to pass before engaging in dialogue. Responding with non-reactivity doesn't mean ignoring legitimate concerns or allowing mistreatment. It means choosing a response that is grounded in empathy and respect. Non-reactivity fosters a culture of open communication and mutual respect in relationships. It encourages vulnerability and fosters deeper connections. In moments of tension, remind yourself of the bigger picture. Is winning the argument worth damaging the relationship? Is reacting impulsively worth sacrificing your peace of mind? Practice forgiveness and letting go of past grievances. Holding on to resentment only perpetuates the cycle of reactivity. Non-reactivity isn't about being passive, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing love and understanding over ego and defensiveness. Set boundaries in your relationships to protect your emotional well-being. Communicate assertively but compassionately when your boundaries are crossed. Cultivate empathy and compassion towards yourself and others. Recognize that everyone has their struggles and imperfections. Non-reactivity is a skill that requires practice and patience. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate this journey of growth and self-discovery. Celebrate small victories along the way. Every moment of non-reactivity is a step towards creating harmonious and fulfilling relationships. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift and encourage your journey towards non-reactivity. Remember that true strength lies not in reacting impulsively, but in choosing mindful responses that align with your values and intentions. As you incorporate non-reactivity into your relationships, observe how it transforms not only your interactions but also your inner peace and happiness. Embrace the incredible power of not reacting and watch as it blossoms into deeper connections, greater understanding, and enduring love in your relationships. Lesson 10. Non-reactivity and emotional intelligence. In our everyday lives, emotions play a significant role in how we interact with the world around us. that color our experiences, shape our relationships, and influence our decision-making. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage both our own emotions and the emotions of others. Non-reactivity is a crucial component of emotional intelligence, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively to challenging situations. When we react impulsively to emotions, we often say or do things we later regret. This can damage relationships and undermine our own well-being. Non-reactivity doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it involves acknowledging our emotions without allowing them to control our actions. By cultivating non-reactivity, we create space between stimulus and response, giving ourselves the opportunity to choose how we want to react. This pause allows us to respond with greater wisdom and compassion rather than simply reacting out of habit or instinct. Non-reactivity fosters empathy and understanding in our interactions with others. Instead of reacting defensively to criticism or conflict, we can listen with an open mind and respond with empathy and kindness. In difficult situations, non-reactivity can de-escalate tension and promote constructive dialogue. Rather than fueling conflict with reactive responses, we can diffuse the situation by remaining calm and composed. Non-reactivity also allows us to maintain our emotional balance in the face of adversity. When we encounter setbacks or challenges, we can respond with resilience and grace rather than becoming overwhelmed by negativity. By practicing non-reactivity, we develop greater self-awareness and self-control. We become more attuned to our emotions and better able to regulate them, leading to greater emotional stability and well-being. Non-reactivity can also enhance our decision-making skills. Instead of making impulsive choices based on fleeting emotions, we can weigh our options carefully and make decisions that align with our values and goals. In relationships, non-reactivity fosters trust and intimacy. When we respond thoughtfully rather than reactively to our loved ones' emotions, we show them that we value their feelings and respect their perspective. Non-reactivity allows us to break free from destructive patterns of communication and behavior. Instead of perpetuating cycles of conflict and misunderstanding, we can cultivate healthier, more harmonious relationships. By practicing non-reactivity, we become less susceptible to external influences and more grounded in our own inner wisdom. We rely less on validation from others and trust our own judgment and intuition. Non-reactivity is a skill that can be developed through mindfulness practices such as meditation and deep breathing. By cultivating present moment awareness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. Over time, non-reactivity becomes a natural way of being, enriching every aspect of our lives. We become more resilient, compassionate, and authentic in our interactions with ourselves and others. As we deepen our practice of non-reactivity, we may find that our relationships become more harmonious and fulfilling. We communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts more peacefully, and cultivate deeper connections based on mutual respect and understanding. Non-reactivity is not about being passive or indifferent, it's about responding with intention and integrity. It's about choosing love over fear, kindness over anger, and understanding over judgment. In a world that often seems chaotic and overwhelming, non-reactivity offers a refuge of calm and clarity. It empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, guided by the wisdom of our hearts and minds. By embracing non-reactivity, we can transform not only our own lives but also the world around us. We become beacons of peace and compassion, inspiring others to cultivate greater awareness and understanding in their own lives. As we bring more non-reactivity into our lives, we contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world, one where understanding and empathy prevail over conflict and division. Let us embrace the incredible power of non-reactivity and cultivate greater emotional intelligence in our lives, one mindful moment at a time. Together, we can create a world where peace, love, and understanding flourish. Conclusion. In a world filled with noise and chaos, finding moments of peace and clarity becomes invaluable. The incredible power of not reacting, as espoused by Buddhism, offers a pathway to this tranquility. By embracing non-reactivity, we unlock the potential to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Imagine a life where instead of being swept away by every emotion or circumstance, you remain anchored in calmness and composure. This is the promise of practicing non-reactivity. It's not about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent, but rather about cultivating a space between stimulus and response. Through mindfulness and introspection, we can observe our reactions without being consumed by them. We learn to pause, to breathe, and to choose our responses consciously. This shift from reactivity to responsiveness empowers us to break free from habitual patterns and make choices aligned with our values and intentions. Non-reactivity doesn't mean avoiding difficult situations or denying our feelings. It means meeting them with awareness and compassion. It's about reclaiming agency over our thoughts and actions rather than being at the mercy of external circumstances. As we integrate the practice of non-reactivity into our daily lives, we begin to experience its transformative effects. We find greater clarity of mind, deeper connections with others, and a profound sense of inner peace. Our relationships become more harmonious, our decisions more deliberate, and our overall well-being enhanced. But this journey is not without its challenges. It requires dedication, patience, and a willingness to confront our inner turmoil. Yet, the rewards far outweigh the effort. As we persevere, we gradually untangle ourselves from the grip of reactivity and step into a more liberated way of being. So, let us embark on this journey together with open hearts and curious minds. Let us embrace the incredible power of not reacting and weave it into the fabric of our lives. Together, we can create a world where mindfulness and compassion reign, one conscious choice at a time. Join us on this adventure of self-discovery and transformation. Together, let's explore the boundless potential that lies within the simple act of not reacting. Welcome to a life of presence, peace, and possibility.